Yesterday morning, when did the DPP read the entire file? At least if I may say in favor of Charles and Johnson, he would read the entire file to satisfy himself that indeed a case has been made out against the government. A governor is no small man. A governor is not a messenger. A governor is a person who is ruling and governing millions of people. It is therefore not surprising.
The second point related to that is particulars in the charge sheet under the law, and I think it is something that the court knows how to do that, right, and understand. Those particulars, which are suggesting that he has committed an offense of corruption, of conflict of interest. The particulars of conflict of interest have not been indicated. So without the indication that what you call the seriousness of compelling evidence is not there. If you look, sorry, we have that code, that was in this. If you look at count 2, the same problem of lack of particulars. So that there is not no evidence that demonstrates the nexus between the Natembeya and the brother. And the third count relates to the manual we don't talk about. Last, and this is about the relation of manual cards of the government. Something I was told when I was being taught to the young parents when I was not young. We were told monkey see, monkey do. When the government itself gets court orders, citizens have no reason to monkey see, monkey do. When the government routinely violates court orders, it is impossible for citizens to trust it. So nobody will trust that they are doing anything helpful. So the citizens are taking after the government. And very last, I do recall off the top of my head, the governor of Istanbul, who was charged with the blood of support. The court ordered that he should not go to the county government. So this issue of interference with subordinates, if there are any, but my colleague at chelse every that's not true. The court has authority and discretion to give conditions that will ensure that the proceedings of this court are currently taken.
Thank you very much. Your Honor, I was very the first point I would like to make to you, respectfully, Your Honor, is that several counsels or advocates have spoken. They have made submissions. I would respectfully argue that before you write a ruling, a lengthy ruling, it is very necessary to guide this nation. You release the governor and you tell the audience that a written ruling will be delivered. Your Honor, this has always been done by the Court of Appeal, by the High Court. This has always been done by the Court of Appeal.
This one?
Giving reasons better.
Yes.
Has always been done by the Court of Appeal, the High Court, and recently even by the Supreme Court. So I argue very respectfully that before you rise this morning, you make an order that the governor is released forcefully, and you very, very structurally honest. That we will not free for him. The governor will go nowhere. We all know it. He lives in this country. He has rendered sterling services to the nation. And there's no way he can leave Kenya for another country. He will not free for him. And you will also be educating certain people in certain countries that the criminal law of the country must not be abused.
Slower, Daktari, slower.
Your Honor, I'm saying to you respectfully that you make an order before you rise.
Sorry, that I scored. And it's okay.
That the governor is released on a free bond and he will give you a reasonable smart life. Your Honor, permit me to continue.
Go on, continue.
Your Honor, I'm a child born in the colonial days.
You're a child of?
Born in the colonial days.
How long is this?
I'm a child who received education in colonial institutions. I'm a child who read colonial literature of sociology, anthropology, philosophy, when you had terms like the African mind, how the African thinks, and so on, from the colonial. There's one thing I can make you very clear. The criminal law of Kenya has always been abused. It has always been abused by those in power. It was abused during the colonial days. It was abused during Mzee Jomo's days. It was abused considerably during Mzee Moi's days. The only president I can put in a word in his favor is Mwai Kibaki. The criminal law was not abused during Kibaki's reign.
I think the statement is home, Daktari. The statement is home.
Oh, thank you very much, Your Honor. Now, Your Honor, permit me to go a little bit further. It is now being abused by the executive, by agents of the state. They have now taken over the criminal law of the country. They are abusing it. The rule of law which we thought was improving is now in ICU. And Your Honor, I'm urging you very respectfully that you can only get out of this quagmire with boldness from the petition. Our judges have to be bold. Our magistrates have to be bold and state very clearly that the country will not be governed the way it is being governed at the moment. Your Honor, we live in this country. Every day I'm reading the Standard, I'm reading the Nation, I'm reading the Star, and I go even further to read in other newspapers outside this country. Clearly, Your Honor, what is emerging at the moment, that unless we arrest the situation, nobody will have confidence in the country. The country could easily be classified as a banana republic. I filed a case recently, Your Honor, in court, the usual course, that we should refer certain matters now to the ICC.
Oh, Dauda?
That we should refer certain matters of disappearances to the ICC. Let the International Criminal Court come in and see what it can do, that it can come.
Daktari, if we can deal with Mr. Natembeya first.
Yes. Your Honor, what is the judge? Can someone give me the judge? Your Honor, the judge you are given here, one can even pass in class. The first comes. The governor is supposed to have corruptly received the sum of saying 1,127,900,000 shillings. You're not being told that they took away billions of shillings. 1,127,900,000 shillings. Anybody with a critical mind like of John Khaminwa can see that this is dishonest. It's nonsense. That you're bringing a governor of the state to the country because of that amount of money. That's on the first page. On the second page, 2,124,668. Hey, what is that? It's a full governor. 2,124,668. That's the honor. The amount involved is 2,680,461. This is of Emmanuel of Musugo. Jonah, the criminal law is being abused. During the days of letting make one point clear. A constitution to be meaningful, it must develop something called consensus. A constitution to be meaningful, it must develop in some cases something called convention. You would expect that a charge against a governor of the country, the director of public prosecution, would lead the entire file to satisfy himself that indeed a case has been made out before placing such a case before a criminal court. Your Honor, when did the DPP read the file to satisfy himself that a case has been made out against Mr. There? Having regard to what was being told, was arrested with yesterday morning. When did the DPP read the entire file? And this is what I may say in favor of Chelse and Johnson. He would read the entire file to satisfy himself that indeed a case has been made out against the government. A governor is no small man. A governor is not a messenger. A governor is a person who is ruling and governing millions of people. It is therefore not surprising that the people in his own area went were mad to hear that their governor is being arrested. He's being brought into the country, taken by the police. It's quite clear the file was not read at all. Your Honor, may I say, draw your attention to the fact that I shall, if I'm given the opportunity, I shall be conversing in some other quarters that the courts have no jurisdiction to contain the count that they have to that people. There's no jurisdiction at all. And I would refer you to Article 181 and Article 182 in the Constitution. If you read Articles 181 and 182, Your Honor, there is no provision that provides that a charge can be preferred against a governor. The way to deal with a governor is to use the impeachment proceedings that have been provided for in the Constitution. A governor cannot be arrested and charged the way things have been done. The director of the prosecution himself, Your Honor, the DPP has no jurisdiction to make or to prefer charges against the government. So there's lack of jurisdiction. I'm making this point to strengthen my submission, Your Honor, that there's no case against the government. Your Honor, one final question, or one final submission on the next video. Please don't misunderstand me at all. I've often thought that in a country like Kenya, strictly speaking, you do not have these rights. You do not have these rights in the law at all. What is required of a lawyer What is required of a magistrate or a judicial officer is to be strong and to be courageous. The might in your face that rise to the occasion and show those who are in power, who are in executive, that your powers can be challenged, that your powers can be reduced by the courts. And it is the courts that are in control of the country, and nobody else but them. If we lose the control of the courts of the country, if we lose the power that the courts have, Kenya can easily and very shortly be classified as a banana republic. No wonder that the president of Tanzania says the word that he says about our country. The country has gone up. And we need young people like yourself, the one who have got power, to see whether we can bring out and maintain the concept of rule of law in the country, the independence of the judiciary, and to make sure that we can use the word and borrow the word of our president, that let the executive keep its own day, not to get into other days. And currently, it is not doing so. Thank you. After yeah. Your program may say that when the matter I handled in some other quarters and so on.
Mahatma.
Yes, there is a book here I will be referring to impeachment in the Nigerian presidential system. That's where we have a lot of impeachments of governors and so on. And I will be borrowing words from this book. I'm just putting my learned friends from the prosecution notice that they order for this book.
What is the title?
Order.
You know, I'm taking the time of this impeachment in the Nigerian country. I assure the very learned senior that you have come.
Yeah. I don't know if it's on the impeachment of a governor or